Hey friends, welcome back to Make It Monday Live with Pamela. I'm Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country, Fredericksburg, Texas. Hope you're doing well today. If you're joining me today, be sure to give me a thumbs up or a heart and let me know where you're viewing from and how you're doing this Monday. I'm so excited that you're here. If you're catching this live or on the replay, again, welcome to Make It Monday Live. So, good morning, Charisse. I had every intention of going live last Monday, but life had some other plans. So here we are giving it another go. And I think we've all had to hit the reset button a time or two. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Good morning, Debbie. All right, I'm excited to create this two-page scrapbook layout today using the Faith collection. So this is not part of any suite or collection as far as designer series paper and coordinating embellishments. I just grabbed this bundle and then I'm using it with portions of the Botanical Textures Suite Collection. I think that's the full name of the actual collection. It's a new online exclusives suite, and this stamp set and dies I thought would work perfect with it, and it'll be great for Easter projects as well. But I'm going to do it in a little bit more non-traditional way than we may think as scrapbookers. So let's see what I've got going on here real quick. Make sure I have everything pulled up like I want it on my screen. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about my Faith Collection Scrap and Create Kit. All right, so the theme for today is called Restoring Joy. And that's why I went with the Faith Collection and the crosses, and especially this sentiment right here, let your faith be bigger than your fears. So we're going to center around that, and I'm going to share how getting back into my scrapbooking and shifting how I scrapbook a little bit due to the stage of life that I'm in. So some of y'all may know already, I've shared a little bit about it, but this is a big transition year for me. Bevan will be graduating in May, and so Jeff and I will find ourselves as empty nesters here pretty soon. She'll go off to Texas State in August probably and start classes, I'm guessing early September. We don't have final dates on that yet, but there's going to be a lot of changes around here. So, yeah, in a long time, I'm sitting here kind of asking myself, what is life going to look like now? My oldest just turned 30, so we've been doing this kids in school thing for raising children for 30 years, and they're all almost about to fly out of the nest. So I've spent the last 27, 28 years scrapbooking about my family, my children, and I'll continue to do that. But I also want to start bringing in more stories about my current situation and transitioning you know, with Close to My Heart closing and transitioning over to Stamping Up, and then this new season that Jeff and I are going to go into, I want to document that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I want to encourage you too to document some of your personal stories, whatever they may be, and would love for you to share something that maybe you would be interested in scrapbooking in the near future. So I hope to inspire you in that way. So holler at me, leave a comment, let me know where you're viewing from. Did you have anything big going on this weekend? Or did you just lay low and do some spring cleaning? We did some of that this weekend. Had some really nice weather. We spent Saturday getting some things done around here earlier in the day, and then we met up with Jeff's parents out at Wild Seed Farms, which I've actually scrapbooked about before, and kind of pretended to be tourists for just a little bit. We had some peach ice cream and walked through the butterfly garden. It's kind of it's also in a transition stage right now because we're coming out of winter and going into spring, so the flowers aren't quite there. They have a whole gigantic field of bluebonnets that are just starting to pop, but you really have to look close to see them. And so maybe this next weekend, the next week or two, it's the flowers are going to be everywhere. Hopefully. It's been so dry here. I know we had some rain come through areas last night. We didn't hardly get anything here right at our house. So, all right. So let me get after it with the new Faith Collection Scrap and Create kit. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So, I've been putting together these packets that have all the paper that you need in it to recreate the projects that I create throughout the week. So, this will coordinate with all the projects Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, I'll do a two-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I do a 12 by 12 single scrapbook page. And on Friday, I'll do two fun fold cards using everything out of this Scrap and Create kit. You'll get some embellishments that will go along with it. And you can find the link and the information down in the description today. Now, if you click on a link to my Stamping Up website, I've got to call Stamping Up this morning because there's been some issues with payment and I've updated it a couple of times and it's not going through for some reason. So I've got to call them this morning or after this afternoon and figure out what the problem is. So right now my DWBS, I think that's what they call it. My Stamping Up website that I have is down. So just FYI on that. And then, but there are links to my Scrap and Create face or Scrap and Create page that has all the details, not of this kit yet. I'll put that up later today when I take photographs and everything, but the past kits are on there. And you can see what the pricing is for that on a weekly basis. And you can buy just the Scrap and Create kit, or you can place a $50 order through my online website, which I've got to get fixed. Um, and you can get it for free. I'll ship it for free if you place your order from today through Sunday, March. Actually, it may be April. I don't even know where we're at. April 1st. This next Sunday, whatever this next Sunday is. I'm so lost because I missed a week, basically. All right. And what else? Then don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. I have Paper Pumpkin PDFs. There's a link in the description on that. We have PDFs from the Paper Pumpkin design team, September through February, and then we'll have our new March one on April 1st. So we get the March kit, we create with it like last week, this week is about when everybody's working on it. And then the PDF will be ready for purchase on April 1st. If you want to receive those for free, you can either join my Stamping Up team or um, subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me. All right. And I think it's still like 2 weeks away. On April 3rd, I'll be doing my Restoring Joy Through Creativity series. So I'll be posting a video on YouTube with a 12 by 12 scrapbook page that I create with the March Paper Pumpkin kit. And I've got tomorrow, I think at 5 p.m. I'm not sure if it's Central Time. I'll double check. But Paper Pumpkin will go live and they'll be sharing alternative projects using the March Paper Pumpkin kit. And this month, I am the artisan that will be sharing projects. And they did get my projects, Debbie. They got them on Saturday. Debbie was with me when I had to go to the post office to find out what the problem was with it getting there in time, and it finally arrived to who it needed to be to on Saturday. So those will be featured tomorrow during the Paper Pumpkin Live. There should be an event that you can click on, interested in, or going to, and it'll give you a reminder on that. So there's lots and lots more going on, but right now, let's get busy into our 12 by 12 two-page scrapbook layout using the Faith Collection and the woven textures. I believe that's what it's called. Let me show you these awesome papers. So these are what we will be using this week. So if you love baskets and textures, most of these are kind of basket weaves. Flip it over and there's some linen and like some jute, some more linen, I guess, but kind of a heavier thread. So that's like a white wicker basket. I think that's cool. I'll probably do, um, I don't know if I'll do that on Wednesday or for my cards on Friday. Still figuring that out, but I got my papers figured out for today. And we'll be using earth tones. So I've got early espresso, crumb cake, and mossy meadow. We may bring in something else, maybe some pecan pie. We'll see what we need. There's the stamp set already shared. So I'm going to move some things around. We're going to play with the scoring tool. I don't remember what it's called now officially. And then we also have this really awesome embossing folder, a mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. Don't know if I'll use it today, but I know I'll use it for the rest of the week because we're going to hand do our corrugated or lined background with this scoring tool. So I'm going to put my embellishments over here. And we're using very vanilla cardstock in 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11. So that will be included in your Scrap and Create kit as well. And I've been having some issues with my adhesives, like all of them for some reason. But let's see, I'm going to do a new stamp and seal in here, I think. And we'll see if it works and doesn't give me any issues. So there's that. I also have my Tombow Mono dot adhesive, but it's been kind of rolling up on itself too. So we'll see. All right, so I've got my journaling all done. My journaling again is going to be reflective of my season of life I wanted to scrapbook about right now. Now, I got most of this prepared a week ago, Monday, and life kind of threw a kink in my plans, like right before I was going live. And so I've got my journaling here. I've got the date from last Monday that I just left. But here it says, I'm going to share with you what my journaling says. So I've got front and back here. Faith over fear. That's been my anthem for a long time now. The past 10 years have been some of the hardest, most painful, and most most exhausting years of my life. There were moments when I wasn't sure how I'd get through, times when fear felt bigger than anything else, but God kept whispering to my heart, I'm not finished with your story, I'm restoring you. So that's why I chose restore as my word for 2025. Then it says, now as I step out of that difficult season and into something new, I'm holding on to faith more than ever. Faith that there's beauty ahead, faith that joy is coming back. Bevan is graduating this May, and by August, she'll be off to college chasing her dreams. And then I'm put this in a flip flap so it'll flip up. So She'll be chasing her dreams and becoming the incredible young woman I always believed she would be. And while I'm so proud of her, there's also this quiet ache knowing our home will be different, quieter. Life will shift and I'll be stepping into a new role. But instead of fearing the empty nest season, I'm choosing to see it as a gift. This new season is giving me time and space to focus on what restores me. Time for myself, time for Jeff, and time for rediscovering joy. Scrapbooking has always been something I loved, but now it feels different. It's become a part of my healing, sitting at my desk, surrounded by paper, photos, and memories. I feel God's presence so clearly. This is where I process, where I pray, and where I find hope again. I'm learning to restore my joy one page at a time, telling my story, celebrating the life Jeff and I are building together, and embracing this season with an open heart. There's still a little fear in the unknown, but I'm choosing to let my faith be bigger. I know God is doing a new thing in me, and it's so good. This is where He's restoring my joy. And I put Pamela's journey, March 17th, 2025. So I'm going to use that. I've got to cut out some letters for my Restoring Joy Through Scrapbooking title. And then I grabbed a verse that went along with this pretty well. Let's see if I can get it in the right order. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland, Isaiah 43:19. So I thought it was important to include a scripture since the bundle is the faith collection with the crosses and so forth. So we'll be bringing all of that into play here in a minute. And I just printed off some photos. This was the photo I shared in my stories of kind of the layout when I was working on the page today. I have one of Paper Pumpkin that's been bringing me lots of joy in creating with that and being part of the Paper Pumpkin creative design team. And then also here's a screenshot of my desk. And this was a Zoom call that we did with all the Stampin' Up! Artisans for 2025. So I wanted to include that. I'm not specifically talking about these things in my journaling, but these were just reflective of what I wanted to do. And then this was just a screenshot from one of my lives that I do where I actually showed my face. So I included that as well. And I'll set those aside because we'll bring those in a few minutes. I've got my paper cut. So the design is super simple for this scrapbook page. I did some 6x6, so you can use your 12x12 designer series paper and cut it down to the 6x6 as I did here, or you could do this design as well for your 6x6 designer series papers. And even this one was a 6x6 that I just cut in half. So these are the patterns I'll be using. Very earthy and um, home feel. They just give warmth to the page. I've got a couple of strips of early espresso cardstock. That was from 8.5 by 11 paper. I may cut some more of these. I've cut, this is going to be for my title. This is, let me see if I can figure out what I did with it, where I put the nested, I don't know where I put them. Maybe, oh, they're right here. Sorry. So these, I used these a week or two ago. These are the nested essential dies. So I thought those were pretty clean and would work well with this kind of simplistic um, page that we're going to do or layout we're going to do. So I've got two 12 by 12 very vanilla cardstocks that I'll be doing. Thank you, Debbie. And I've already done one, and you can see the shadow. See how I did the scoring? So we're going to do that first, and then we can build our page and just embellish. We'll have to do a little bit of stamping and die cutting. So I'm going to take this piece and we can chit chat while I go through here. I scored it at um, 1/2 inch increments, and I just started over on this side. This scoring tool comes with, it's got the big tray here, and then there are somewhere in here, I'm not sure how you open it up and pop it off. I got to play around with that and learn that a little bit, but it's got little pieces that you can stick on here. If you want to mark, it's got 3 or 4 maybe that you can mark specific places. So this is really awesome to use if you're doing boxes or fun folds. You can always still use your paper trimmer as well. You would just do 1/2 inch increments there too. But I got this and wanted to try it, and it comes with this stylus that goes right here as well. So it just snaps in there. All right. So we are, just make sure it's pushed up in the corner over here and hold it in place. And then you'll just want to kind of go slowly and go like it's 12 inches. So we're going to start at 11.5. And you don't want to go too fast because you might jump out of the groove. And minimal pressure. I would start with a light pressure first and then go back in. And I like to go over it twice. And if anybody watching has other tips, we would love to hear them. And again, I've kind of learned to go a little bit slower so I don't accidentally deviate out of the groove. Because if your cardstock is, the thicker your cardstock is, the easier it is to do that. And sometimes it does feel like it wants to kind of um, stick, or it's just doesn't run down the paper quite as smoothly. And it may be the very vanilla. Good morning, Christine. Thanks for joining me. Hope everyone's doing well today. Nobody shared anything they did over the weekend. Anybody have anything fun they went and did? Like I said, we had some pretty beautiful weather and it's gorgeous today. I wanted to get out for a walk, but I'll do that later, I guess, or tomorrow morning. Hopefully the weather's nice. All right, so now I'm at the 6.5. Again, I'm just doing 1/2 inch increments all the way down. I decided to do, this could be kind of like shiplap. You could make it look like that if you wanted to. I'm going to do it, I think, straight up and down instead of going sideways. So you could do thicker or thinner. You could go back up this way too, I suppose. You go all the way down. I think I like coming this way and going down just to be safe. You could also turn it 90 degrees and then do like a checkered or a grid. I've also in the past, with close to my heart, not using this tool, but using my scoring tool on my trimmer, I scored like this, and then I rotated it and scored it. And I did it on two-tone cardstock and then sanded over it a little bit. And that is a really cool look too. So you may see me pull this out more often and try some different type of techniques. So, and we might do it during the week as well. That does get a little tricky as you get closer over here, just because, like, where do you put your hand, your fingers? And I'm taking a little bit more time because I am just going over each one twice to make sure I get a good impression. So it's like your dry embossing is what you're doing. Okay, this is the last one. Just hold it down. Just have to rearrange your hand a little bit to make sure it stays in place. But all right, you can see it really good like that. And then when you flip it over, I want to flip it over and have this on the top side. And then I'm just going to put that away. I have a little place over here that has my paper trimmer. I've been hiding this in this area, and I lay my paper trimmer over on top of it, and it stays over here to the right, or to the left of me, sorry. And what does everyone have to say? So Christine didn't do too much. It's nice just to lay low sometimes. Yay, Debbie went to church and I missed you. I didn't feel up to it yesterday. Tommy and Kathy started putting their silo, and it looks like a spaceship so far. I'll have to swing by there and see. My scoreboard is being delivered today. Wow, what a coincidence. Uh, a good deal. So now you'll know at least one thing to do with it. I can't wait to see what you create. All right, so I've already got this one done, so you can see that. I think, let me see, I think I put, maybe I didn't. I thought I'd put this down already with my removable glue dot, and that one didn't want to stick. So now I got two there. All right, we're kind of being, I'm going to take that little piece off. And I just do this to keep it in place on my mat. And I'll move these over here and do the same thing with that. Look like I got eyelashes falling out. Let's see. Okay, so there's our base, and I'll lay out these. Where's my other piece? There it is. And then we'll adhere these down. So these are 6 by 3. So 6 tall, 3 wide. So it was a 6 by 6 piece, and I just cut it in half. And then I gotta figure out, I think I wanted the dark over here and the light over here. But I guess I can look at my picture. Yeah, so I already have it kind of laid down right here in my photo that I'm going to use. And then these pieces are going to go right in here. Okay, so a super simple design. That right there, you could do so much with it. Get your photos laid on there and then just embellish around, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to try this and see. See, you can tell that's the back of that. So I ended up using this whole piece of 6 by 12 is what comes in your Scrap and Create kit. I'm just going to work out this way, I think. This seems to be working pretty well right now. Cat's running through my legs. We'll put this is a 1 by 6 piece of early espresso. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're jumping on things. Sorry about that. Hey, we're about to have a visitor. Goodness, he just messed all kinds of things up. That was Jasper, I think. I think it's starting to roll up on itself. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I just have to take it and then do this. It's just sticking to itself somewhere in the mechanism. I'm not sure where. So I may have to do that a couple of times as I put this together. All right, so I think I want it to go this way. I'm seeing it's doing it again, I think. Got to. And that'll work. All right, give me a second. I made a clear protein shake. Well, it's kind of clear. It's kind of blue, actually. And I need to drink it. All right, and then we're going to put a title somewhere around up here, I think. I'm not sure how low yet. But let's get our photos and all our journaling and everything. And then I'm just going to stamp and die cut and put a couple of clusters, two, well, probably three. That's usually what I end up doing. All right, so the 4x4 is going to go right about here. And I used that. So this is of the page as I was prepping it last week, and I took the photo to put in my stories. And so I'm using that. And then I think I'll split up apparently I really like to wear my hair like this now. I'm getting tired of straightening it. So, but it's all that blonde is cut off now. It's all gray. And then my journaling will go over here in this spot. So you could have one, two, three, four 3x4 photos if you wanted to, and then maybe do some journaling strips down here. Um, you could even maybe do another 4x6 over here if you wanted to. So this one works well to do some portrait and some landscape photos. But I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these down. I think I'm going to have to fix this again. Just bear with me today. I gotta work on some figuring out what kind of adhesive I'm gonna use in the future. All right, so you can mark it. So it's my 4x6 photo, so it's gonna go between the 4 and the 8. And then I think I'm gonna keep it close, like just maybe with an eighth of an inch or so in between. And I just left a little sliver right here. See, look, And do the same thing over here. Can't really even tell where, like looking at it, where it catches there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just user error for some reason. Never used to have that problem. I've been having it a lot lately, though. Okay, I'm gonna put this one with about the same width right here. And then I've already put in my journaling. When you use your flip flap, one side's got to be upside down if you're going to flip it up. So I've already got that glued together and stuck down in there. And then I'm not going to do any type of mat. So I'm going to take this piece and just put some adhesive right up here at the top. Then I'm going to line it up so I don't see it. So it's right behind this piece. And then I can push this down. So now it's kind of all attached. Doesn't look super straight, but let me see. Let me try it one more time. Look even at the bottom. That's just going to be as best as it's going to be. And then I can put some more adhesive. Maybe I'm not pressing down on that enough and it's catching something. And then you'll remove this sticky adhesive backing from the actual flip flap. Now this is super, super sticky. So when you lay it down, it's not going to be easy to get it up. So you want to get it down the right way the first time. All right, so I'm going to do it right in here. And it's like once you have it down, okay, so we have that piece. Now, people have asked before, um, how do you flip it up if it goes into your page protector? Well, you'll end up cutting a little slit in your page protector, and I have a video of how to do that. If you need help, I can direct you to that. And so when you slide your page in, you'll just feed this through the little slit, and then this part will be on top of your page protector. So it's keeping it protected, but it also gives you that action, that flip flap action. All right, so there's the basis of our page. Now we need to prepare our elements. And I'll probably do something kind of like that. I don't know if I'll go over, if I'll touch right in there, maybe, barely, because I want to be able to see like all the lighting issues right there that I have. You could just do it up here though as well. And I'll pop it up so it'll give some shadows and dimension since it's French vanilla, or not French vanilla, but very vanilla on very vanilla. And somewhere in here, probably down in here, I don't know if I'll try to stamp directly on here. I may have to stamp on maybe a smaller one of these. So let's kind of look at that. That might work just perfect. If I do this one right here, so I can get it off of there. So these are how your dies come on this cardboard sheet with some double stick tape right there. I usually end up tearing it all up, so then I transfer these over onto a magnetic sheet. And if they're um, standalone dies, so they don't have a particular stamp set that goes with them, I'll leave the backing on the magnetic sheet. Let me show you. I actually I have two types of magnetic sheets because I got these pretty ones from Stamp and Storage, I think is what it's called, Stamp and Storage website. And that's where I've got some of my units that are inside, like right here for my paper and my inks. But this is the pretty side, and then this is the magnetic. They're really thick though, and I use them sometimes. I got them free, so I don't even know if they carry them like this anymore. But then I buy these off of Amazon. They're more flexible, and you can take the adhesive off and stick it right there inside your bundle. If it's a bundle, dies that match your stamps. This one I would just take and move all of these over here like this. Just pop them off and stick them on here, and then I'd keep storing them inside that sleeve right here. All right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this one. I think that one might work for that. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. And I'll transition these over later. So I think I'll pull that out. I'm not sure if it'll fit. We may have to go with the one above it, but no, I think it's gonna fit just right. So I'll probably stamp it and then cut it out so I can position it just right, but it's a clear image as well, so I could probably stamp just fine. So we'll plan on doing that probably right down here somewhere. And I will have to decide where I want to put what I might do is we've got the title here. I can do my scripture right down in here somewhere. This will be part of my title. I'll probably do my scripture right down in here. So it goes here. I'll put a little something here and then down here as well. So we'll have a little bit of clusters from this all throughout there. So that's what we need to work on next. So I'm pretty sure I want to do the big leafy piece like right over here somewhere to draw attention to the title. So let me see what blocks I want to use. I guess I could use that block. I think I'm just going to I'll just do this. And we'll do some stamping on here. I need to grab my kit. So this is my Scrap and Create kit I'm working out of. And depending on what we create this week, I may end up adding a few extra pieces in here. I've already pre-cut for Wednesday's page, so I could use some of the green in here maybe today. I think I may have to, not sure if I cut it into pieces or what I did with the inside of it right this minute. We'll have to look and see. There it is. So we've got this, and I may just I'll probably just bring in um, the Mossy Meadow ink. I'm not sure if I'll use this yet or not, but that is in my stash. And I do have a piece of black in there as well. And then, so yeah, those are all my little pieces. I know I'm going to need this to do my title. So I think we're going to focus primarily just on the neutral colors, bring in a little bit of green for the leaves. So I've already cut this piece out of here. So now I can do some stamping, and you can choose the cardstock that's in the kit is old olive. And we have decided to do some Mossy Meadow ink instead. And this will cut out this piece. So I think I'm going to do it like this. Just leave enough around the edge. How pretty that is. I'm not sure if I want to do it. I have to look and see how yeah, that's going to be so pretty. I didn't look at a lot of samples, so we're just going to kind of play around. You've got a solid one, a solid cross, and then a wood texture cross. This may be where I want to bring in some pecan pie. I won't stamp it right in the center, I don't think. I think I will stamp it off. And oh, there's several options though here too, because you could stamp it with the wood grain, but then you could also just cut it out with the maybe some, I don't know that I put any pecan pie, so maybe could do some crumb cake. All right, so I've got pecan pie here. So let's play around. I'm going to stamp a few different things. I'm going to put this back here for the moment because I need my block. I think I'll do it separately so that I can add depth. So I'll just put it maybe right there. I think I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. Just to have it ready in case I need it. We'll see if we can, I think I can get that cut out. And then I think I want to try to cut out that die. So this one will actually cut this out. This will cut that out. Then we want some, it's going to be pretty clean and simple. I'm not going to do like a ton with my clusters. And then I want green. What other? There are some lilies in here too. I'm going to keep all this fairly tight, and I can probably want more of these. We're going to have one, two, three. Probably going to fill the rest of this mostly. One, two, three, four, five. That's a good, probably odd number. Looking at my lilies to see how maybe I want to do them. Whoops, trying to do it on the wrong side. And my lilies, I may want to stamp in black. And I'll do a couple of those just so we have them. There's a cluster of two of them. And I don't think I got my, I think it's a little bit wet, so I think I'll be okay. And there's a bigger one here too. Let's see if I have, I don't know if I have room on here to do it. Maybe right in there. All right. And I don't even know if I'll color those or not. I may just leave them like they are. So let's die cut these out. I'm looking at, we do have pieces to die cut. So we've got those, the big one and those. And then I might just try to die cut one of those out of something in a minute. All right, there's that. And let's see. Okay, plates. Just doing regular die cutting. Let me kind of move all of this out of the way. I'm doing it all on this piece. I need some Post-it tape. And throughout the week, I'll show just some different ways, different techniques and things we can do with this bundle as I play around with it a little bit more. All right, so I think that might be good. Now you could stamp this right into there if you wanted to keep it super simple. But I'm gonna pop these up. And you could stamp this on um, pecan pie, like pecan pie ink onto pecan pie cardstock, or maybe stamp it on I've included some uh, crumb cake. We can only do one of these at a time, so what's your latest scrapbooking project you're working on? Would love to know. Tell us about it. Maybe the theme, your pictures, your scrapbooking, the story you're telling. All right, so I think that's all the go through. And oh, so I have to make a couple of passes to get all these punched out, but there's that. That's pretty. I like that. I have another one to, again, I think I'm only going to do this one so I can pop it up there with my title. And I think these will go, since I've got all the greenery up here, I think I'll do the smaller pieces down here. And we'll go ahead and get all of these. Do a smaller piece. Then here is right in there. I think that's about a little tricky to get lined up. And I can do that one too. All right, so I was so excited to share last Monday with y'all about my on stage presentation. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend on stage this year. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina, but then they also had it in Brisbane, Australia, Strasbourg, I think that's how you say it, France, and back at the end of December, I think it was, I was asked if I would like to do a video presentation for on stage using a new suite of products. And of course, I said yes. I was like, that would be so awesome. So, Cindy, who I work with the artisan team, She sent me all the information. She sent me the product, and at the end, I'll share it with you. So hang around and if you haven't seen it, I did post pictures and everything on um, my Instagram and Facebook already. So you probably may have seen the artwork already. So I don't know if I'll probably put one down on the other page down at the bottom here. And then we'll just do a little bit. Don't think I want three. I think I just want that one and one down at the bottom. So I just want to do the rest of these um, leaves. Uh, Palm leaves? Is that what they're called? They waved it. Jesus as he rode in. I can only do one at a time. So a week ago, Friday, this past Friday, I was up late, I think, trying to take care of a deadline, and I started getting messages from some of my former close to my heart makers and artisan design team members in Australia that were attending that one because I hadn't told anybody that I was doing an on stage presentation. And they were messaging me during as I went live, as my video went live at their location. So from Friday night all through Saturday afternoon, I was getting all these messages from fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, some from the Paper Pumpkin Creatives team, the Artisan Design team, former close to my heart makers that I know. And it was really fun and exciting. So I got a lot of great feedback on it. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience. A little part of me is like, I'm glad I wasn't there to watch myself on that big screen because my face was huge up there. But it was awesome because it was awesome doing a video because the nerves weren't there so much, and I was able to do a nice, clean presentation by videotaping it. So it was pretty cool. Awesome experience, especially as a new Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from May of 2024. All right, I think I got all that. I'll just cut that one out later. We won't do it right now. But I think I do want to maybe take this real quick while we have this out, because we're going to be done here. Oh, and I also do need to cut out my letters. Um, I've got some crumb cake in here. I want to cut it out of there real quick. I'm going to take this 8.5 by 11, and I'm doing this off screen. I'm going to cut it at 5.5 inches. So I have a piece here for card making on Friday, hopefully, if I don't end up using it all. So I'm going to do this. I want to see what this looks like. And we might even do it out of pecan pie real quick, too. I'm not sure. I don't want to take a lot of time, but I think I'm going to stick with the stamping on here. But we'll see. If I like this a lot, I like to go back. I've learned I don't like to go send my whole piece of cardstock all the way through because all these little grooves kind of impress upon the cardstock and makes it weaker. All right, now this would be the only problem is that it's got a lot of, let me see, which one's going to help me get it out of there? There we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I just got to get all those little pieces popped out. There's one. It's not coming. There's one. This one's a little tricky to get out right there because, okay, I think I got it. See, you could do this. I don't think I like that as much for this technique. I'd probably want a solid piece behind it. So we'll play with that on Wednesday or Friday because we do have that solid one that will. So if you took this and maybe did it in a darker color or a lighter color to add some two-tone texture, that would be cool. That would look even better, but I'm going to save that for another project. And we'll stick with what we have here. Okay, I just wanted to see what that looked like. And I'll plan again on using that in a few days. Okay, last thing we need to do is get our alphabet cut. I should have looked for my alphabet. Hopefully it's where it's supposed to be. Let me see. Kind of a feeling that it's not, and so we may have a problem here. Let me see. Oh, maybe this is it. Yep, I found it. I've been using this a lot lately, y'all. The mini alphabet dies. I really have fallen in love with these. And it fits perfectly on about a 3 by 5 inch piece, I think. So this is a little tiny bit bigger, I think. But you just have to run the whole thing through. I mean, you don't have to. You could cut small little pieces and just do the letters that you want. That's a little time consuming. So let's see if I can get my title out of this. Bring this down like that. Okay, so it'll cut out all those letters. And I'm just going to pop them out. Sometimes just easier to do that and then look for the letters you need. We're going to spell out restoring. Oh, most of the time I can get the whole title out of. I think we can this time, but restoring an N. And I'll make it to where it fits on there, restoring with a G. And then we want joy. I think I'll put that over here, and then my through scrapbooking will be right there. I had an extra O and a Y. That's all I need. There's my Y. All right, so that's going to be the title. So these pieces, I end up taking these extras and saving them. Whoops, I threw one on the floor. And so when I have, let me find my stamp set. Hello. I don't know how I got all the way over there. Oh, excuse me. So when I pull the dies, they come in one of these little sleeves. I take the packaging and slide it right back here. So this says Faith Collection dies. So I'll have to punch out all those little pieces that didn't come out. When I get them all into my case with the stamp set, then I have this, and I've just been saving these, and they're coming in super handy to just put right down in here. They're not gonna all come off. So kind of either stick or static will keep them from, let's see them flying everywhere now. But just get them brushed down in there or gather all those letters up and stick them down in here. So I just figured I would put, right now I just have letters in the different colors that I've cut out, but you could put other die cut elements that are using early espresso into here as well. And then that way I don't have a bajillion of these with different things in them. It's just all one color. So these will be like my scraps, my die scraps, I guess. I don't know what I want to call them, but I'm going to do a whole tray of one of these. I get these off of Amazon, and I could fill the whole tray with those little envelopes, and that can be my, I can pull those dies out and use them. So that's my plan. There's an S I need to put away here in a minute. All right, let's assemble our page and we'll be pretty much done. It's a pretty super simple page, I think, today. Clean and get all my goodies out of the way. And then bring this back in. Looking out the window, I've got the window open today, and the kittens are enjoying being outside. I've got the back door open so they can just go in and out. So far, the bugs aren't too bad. So, all right, just noticing. Push that up a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's finish this up. I did not cut that piece. Let's do that real quick. Sorry, guys. Never fails. I'm going to have to use my other piece of my vanilla, very vanilla. So there'll probably be two pieces of very vanilla, 8.5 by 11 in your kit. I don't always know exactly at the beginning of the week. I kind of do a guesstimation, and I usually end up adding a little bit of more cardstock in. All right, there's that piece now. Now I think we're done. Guess I'm pretty straight. Okay, so let's start with, we're going to stamp that phrase, let faith be bigger than your fears. That goes along with my journaling. And I think I'll do it in early espresso since my title is going to be in early espresso. Then just all my little journaling is on white with black. Now, I didn't really think about that when I did it, but I like it on the basic white cardstock because it just pops off the page a little bit more and then adds a little bit more visual interest. So that worked out well. I didn't think through that a lot, but all right, so this should be easy to stamp right on that piece. I think it's the perfect size. Perfect. So it'll go somewhere right down in here, probably with another, kind of figure out where we want that to be positioned. And some more leaves, and maybe I'll probably do at least 2 leaves and a lily somewhere. That's going to be up here. I may put a piece over here somewhere And that'll go there, and then this will just go up here. I think we'll keep it super simple right there. Okay, I think pretty much like that. And we just need to build this up. So I'm gonna have to have the joy over here if I want this right in there as part of my title. And it looks like the O is gonna be in the center right there. I'm gonna use my, I was gonna call it a Versamat, but that's not what it's called. My silicone mat. Make sure there's not a bunch of stuff on it. A palm tree. Yeah, palm leaves, right? Palm tree leaves. All right, so let's bring this over here so I can create this. I'm just going to use my adhesive. I like using the silicone mat because the adhesive doesn't stick to it. I'll try to keep this straight. Let me do it straight on here so I can even look up at the screen to help me keep it straight, hopefully. I'm just going to barely lay them down, so if I need to move them around, I can. Now, there's lots of little tips and tricks that you may see of how to line up your letters. I'm just more of I just eyeball it and just kind of, you can draw a line, a straight line across if you need to. Now, if I was on maybe a big background, I might do that. But for this, I think we're pretty good. It's hard to tell since all the letters are just laying down here. Cattywampus. So restore is my word for 2025 because I feel like I'm coming out of this season of um, lots of hardship, lots of trials for like especially the last 10 years, getting divorced, um, meeting Jeff, that wasn't a hardship, that was a blessing. And, but eventually getting married to Jeff and blending our family, which has been somewhat difficult for various reasons. And then in the middle of all that, getting dragged through court throughout 2016 to 2022. All that finally came to a close, but then there's other stuff going on right now that I don't really want to address specifically. I think I might pop this up. But we still have some pretty big challenges we're working through. But I think I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel as Bevan graduates and begins her new journey. All right, I think I'm going to put 5. This one over here is going to be kind of close, but I've been feeling this shift as I close to my heart shut down and I transitioned over to Stampin' Up, and I've really embraced. I've had a lot more free time because the kids are older and I can put my time and energy into really building something out of this and learning new things and trying new things, being a part of the artisan design team. Okay, restoring joy. I think I'm just going to put it right up here, kind of like that, and maybe have the leaf come underneath. And then I do want to put that up, use up that last little bit on my sheet. So I used all of the foam dimensionals. Oops. So yeah, we still have a lot of transitioning. Jeff and I probably won't stay here in this house. I'm not sure what we'll do. His parents actually are just about a mile up the road on their ranch. So we have talked about building a place or doing something over there. We'll just have to see what God plans for us or has planned for us. Uh, we're ready for some change. I think we're a little in awe and shock that it's finally here. When we first started dating, Kyle and Bevan were 8 years old, and we're like, okay, we just got 18 years, or we got 10 years before it's just the two of us. All right, I think I'm going to put it right there, centered on that piece, and I'm not going to touch that right there. And then I want, I'm decide if I want to put this. Yeah, I probably should do it like right there. Should I do it straight? I think I'll do it like that. So let's bring in some more. What did I just do with my, there they are. So I'm probably gonna, this is gonna be fairly dimensional. Let me put it over here. And I need something right down here. I'll try just that and see if that works. Oh yeah, I'm excited for the transition. I'm glad that Bevan chose a school that's not very far away. It's only about an hour and a half away from where we are right now. I think I'll just put it right there. May need a couple of little ones. Right there. So I popped it up twice, so that's going to give this a little bit more dimension. But I like that. That's okay on occasion. Don't necessarily want to do that on every scrapbook page because then you don't get very many pages in your albums. And albums are coming, y'all, with Stamping Up. They're in the new catalog. All right, see if I can get this down where it needs to be. I think that's good. This could be right in the center. That may just be what I do. Let me see how I want to. I don't think I want it to go this way. Second. I don't know. I guess it could maybe go like that. I'm not sure. I feel like it needs to go this way. I'll do it further out. Yeah, maybe I'll just do something like that. And then we can put some. I haven't used any of this on this page, and I don't know if I will. We'll kind of look and see, but it might be pretty to go down the sides, or at least one side over here. That might be pretty. We'll see. Okay, let's get this down. I'm going to go ahead and stick that up in there. There, it's messing up again. Maybe further. There we go. Just trying to tuck that stem. Might need a little, if you ever find, you can just kind of lift it up and put it down like that. I have to lift it up to get the backing off. There we go. And let's get this down. Put this back in. I'm going to start up here. I hear kittens in the drawers. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. I have a bag over there that they're playing and I can hear them. Do you not perceive it? I just like to go kind of back and forth. I am making a way in the wilderness. That's where I feel like I've been for some time now. And streams, I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. That is Isaiah 43:19. We usually use the ESV. I just left it with the NIV on there. And let's kind of see how. I think I'm just going to do it simple like that. I think I'll pop those up. I want to make sure I'm not seeing the stem. I think that'll work. 2 little dimensionals should work. So I'm kind of looking at my checkered ribbon. That might just be really pretty down here with a bow tied or something. I had also thought about scrapbooking about my love of log and burger baskets. That would have been back like in the 90s when I was really, or early 2000s probably, when I really got into those. Now I've got the date down here and I've got my name. So I don't know that I need, there's God is love. You could put a little something up here that says God is love. Thinking of you, he is risen. Didn't really want to do he is risen, but right now I think I'm just going to kind of do something like this. So remember, you can keep it pretty clean and simple. There doesn't have to be a lot of stuff in your clusters necessarily. I like that. Okay, and let's figure this out. I can use some bigger ones right here. So over the years, I have scrapbooked about all my kids being baptized. And I don't know that I've actually scrapbooked about mine. I don't have pictures of it. I do have pictures of all the kids. Um, yep, I think I'm just going to do it right there. And then let's kind of see how I want to move something around here so I can see better. I can't overlap this because it's going to be the flip flap. Move this out of the way too. Just gonna play around a little bit. It could go up under there just a tad. And maybe just something, I'll bring it out even a little bit further. I'll make sure it doesn't hit that. So maybe down just a tiny bit. I still hadn't figured out what to do with that. I think I'll just maybe put it in the center. Maybe I'll do the same thing with that. And then we can put another, yeah, that'll kind of, I may bring it further down here. Okay, this one down. That's so frustrating. I gotta inventory my adhesives and see what the problem is. I think I'll do it like right there. So we're almost done. We've almost got everything down, and then I just want to figure out my ribbon. Let's see. I may have to pull one of those off. Maybe the top one. I think I'll just do it right there. I'm just going to glue these right in the center like that. Just adds a little something to it. But I don't want to pop it up anymore because I've got this already 2 layers of dimensionals. Okay, and got those. I have a little clear rubber band holding this together. So there's quite a bit here I can use. Yay or nay? I'm thinking of doing that, but then with a little bow or something. Give me your suggestions. I got a thumbs up. Um, and I could even do it like that and then I think I'm gonna do that. What if I I can go right down this between the score lines right there. Just gonna cut it about, I'll have to trim it off a little bit more. This is kind of what I'm thinking. I just really like this gingham ribbon. I don't know if I want to do a bow or not. Let me do a little bow and see. I do that, and then I got to decide if I want to do one up here too. Again, it's got to be a little bow. I'm struggling, I guess, because of the loops. Do it right there. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I could do this one up a little bit higher. So if I go in even more. Then I can do a bow right here. What do y'all think? Let me know. I'm gonna take a little sip. Debbie likes it. That sounds good. All right, I think I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna bring in some tear and tape. I'll do this on the bottom, I think. And you'll see if I can get it straight on here. I like to use the tear and tape on my ribbons that are on my scrapbook pages and that are wide enough to be able to do this, of course. Just gives the ribbon a little bit of structure. Oh, that's like it's going to be like super straight. Got a little, I'll do it this way. So that'll be kind of where I'm going to tie it. Okay, see if I can get this. Yeah, get it off there. And I'm going to do it about right up above the 1 inch mark. And then we can lift this up. You could wrap it around the back if you wanted to, but since I've got tape on there, I think it's good. Just like that. And let's do this other one up there, I think. I was looking for my tear and tape. I'm gonna get it straight again and then we'll pull it up because we'll have to trim it off again. All right, and this will just finish it off nicely, I think. Maybe I just need to bring it up a little bit tighter. Seeing if I can get it on there a little bit straighter this time. Maybe if I do it the other way, it's probably not gonna matter. There we go. Maybe this is a little bit better to get it. Maybe, I'm not getting that much straighter. But if you take your time, it's a little tricky. I don't know that I'll do this side. I may just do this side just to give it the little wow factor. I can. Hopefully, I did it long enough. Yep. I don't know if I could really get it another way. I guess I could have just put my. Probably the easiest way would have been to put my tear and tape on the actual page. Then I probably could have gotten my ribbon a little bit straighter. But sometimes I just think of things after the fact. And there's my little bow. I'll trim it off as I need to. I'll do it like just trimming it off at an angle. Maybe that'll fit down in there just perfect with some glue dots. See, I've got that same ribbon on my glue dots to keep them kind of not going everywhere. I'm going to do a couple of dots just around the knot and right close to it. So it will adhere and stay on there pretty good. Let me get this off my finger. I've got to, let me put it in a place maybe I can use it again. All right, so then we'll just kind of stick it right there, I think, and leave it at that. If I decide later to add it over here in the other corner, then I'll do that off camera. And last but not least, now I have to find, oh, there they are right there. We can do a couple of dots. Let me see where I want them and what colors I want. I guess I'll do black. I don't have many to choose from, so I may have to. I think there's white, black. That looks like very vanilla. And I may have to do a combination of them. So it would like do. That way I have some left over. Maybe a little black one here, and then maybe something right in here. I didn't end up doing much right there. Maybe I'll do a bigger one. I'll do this right down in here. Okay, then maybe one. I may have to add a few more of these in to be able to get through the whole week. And we'll do a black one. Oops. Kind of like this. All right, I don't want to use too many, so I'm going to save so we have plenty to use throughout the rest of the week. All right, so there it is. I'm done. I'm going to call it done. And restoring joy through scrapbooking. We've got our verse, Isaiah 43:19 down here. Then I've got my journaling that's using my word for the year, restoring, along with my title, and let your faith be bigger than your fears, and kind of just the transition of that I'm going through right now in my life from being a stay-at-home mom, raising kids all these years, being there for them is why I work I've done close to my heart and stamping up throughout these years for me to give me something to do and to bring in some income and pay for things. And Jeff just interrupted me with a text. I was kind of glancing at it. And so I don't even know where I was going with that. So just the transition that I'm in and going from, yeah, the stay-at-home mom, taking care of kids, getting them to and from wherever they got to be. Then when I married Jeff, being available for Kyle when he has issues at school, behavioral wise, having to pick him up sometimes. And now they're both about to be out of the nest and on their own, and we are entering the emptiness stage, but we're like excited about it. I know it's not that way for everybody. Now, a couple of weeks ago on a Friday before when Bevan went to visit Texas State for the day with her boyfriend, that day it hit me all of a sudden like she's going to be gone really soon. Yeah, and I had a rough day that day. So, thank y'all for joining me today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your sweet words and for hanging around. I will be back on Wednesday for Story and Sketch. Well, where will be, I haven't really decided exactly what route I'm going with that, but it'll be a 1 by 12 scrapbook page using the same collection of products, and we'll do something a little bit different with kind of the same color scheme, but may bring in some black and more black because I've got black cardstock in there, and we'll play around with the crosses and do some different fun things with them because that'll be fun to cut that element out more and see what we can do with it. All right, y'all have a great Monday, and I'll see y'all soon. Don't forget tomorrow. Oh, I told y'all needed to hang around, so if you still want to hang around for a second, I'm gonna do this. I debated whether to do it now or um in a separate video, but I'm already doing 3 videos a week. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do another one. So let me share this with you real quick. I won't go into a lot of detail, but I got what was it? Was it called Good Vibes? I don't even remember what the suite is called exactly. Um, Boho Vibes. It's called Boho Vibes. And these are the cards, some of the cards that I created. I guess I can put it that way so you can see it. Let me go through those just real quick. I was given a French set, a German set, and an English set of the product, which I think now it's okay for me to share it with you. So check that out. I got all of those stamp sets. They're all the same except for the languages to work with. And then the dies, check these out, y'all. Look at those dies, the rainbow dies. They don't coordinate specifically with the stamp set, but there's all these fun boho looking rainbows that you can make. So I had fun with that. Then I also got a package of all our new 25, 27 card stock. So I used that throughout some of the colors. Some of the colors don't coordinate with this suite. I got 2 of the stamp sets or stamp pads, the Secret Sea and the cloud cover. Now, this one, they're having to hold back because the colors, when it dries, it's off color. It's not the right color. So that'll be unavailable for a little while. Just FYI, when that goes live later in May to customers. I think tomorrow demonstrators are able to order all of this product. But I did like 3 cards, one with each one of those stamp sets and the different languages and different designer series papers. So that was just a casual card that like you could do at a gathering. of friends. Super simple, beginner stamping, really. Someone's just getting into the card making. And then this was a little bit more advanced. And so I taught this technique right here with the watercolor paper. Oh, I even decorated the inside of that one. I didn't even realize that. I don't think I did this one. So that's that pretty cloud cover color. And that's the sea cover or cloud. I don't remember what the names are. Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover, I think they were. So that was like stepping it up a little bit and showing some extra technique. And then I did an Avid card. So it was with I used some very vanilla two-toned cardstock, 12 by 12, to create an envelope for my slimline card. And check that out. It's like a little shaker card, but it's using a flip flap. So that's what I usually use on my scrapbook pages, but I used it on a card. You could open it up and you've got that. So I don't know if anyone's still here seeing any of this since I kind of forgot. I may have signed off already. But if you're watching the replay and you catch it, haha, you got a little treat. And then real quick, I'll share with you my scrapbook page I made. Let me see, it's kind of stuck together. Check this out. So I did use those letters on the road again. These are pictures of my family. That's me. That's my little brother. And this was back in the 70s. Yeah, late 70s, like 78, I think. And I used that stamp set up here to make the sun. And then I had fun with flip flaps. I did a bunch of journaling for these road trips that we would take and did a double flip flap there with some talking about our trips to New Mexico, Colorado, and Texas. And then I have one more. Let me grab it. Actually, I'm not even sure if I know where it's at. Darn it. Let me look. It wasn't in my tote. I cleaned up some stuff and moved some stuff around. I may have to show y'all the mini album later because I'm not sure. Oh, maybe it's tucked. There we go. I knew I had to keep it safe somewhere that the cats wouldn't tear up the ribbon on it, but I found it. This is my Groovy Dates album for Jeff and I. Of course, I have lots to still do on it, but I did that boho rainbow in some Cajun Craze, Mossy Meadow, and then this was it Calypso? It's not Calypso Coral. I guess it's Petal Pink, I think. And then I just did like I did a 6 by 8 spread, and then that's all I did. I'll probably do this. I may work on this once the catalog goes live back in May and add to it. But I did a little 6 by 8 spread of one of our dates, one of our favorite places to go on dates. So my plan is to do different dates inside of here. So, anyways, that was fun. Thought I'd share it with y'all real quick. And you'll probably see more of it, like again, maybe back in May or as May comes up and the new catalog goes live. So thank you. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a great Monday. And I'm actually going to sign off now. Take care, everyone. God bless you all. Bye bye.